movies is extreme experience. And so, I suppose there are different sort of feeling that comes with having a movie that comes out either on Netflix with maybe a limited theatrical release or a release that is just on the festival circuit. I suppose how does what's the difference really between a major theatrical release and something on Netflix, as far as the end result and release are concerned? And that's for anyone involved.
Thank you for your question. I've made 2 films with Netflix now, and I have loved it for one particular reason, which is that they are making the kinds of movies that I love. Movies, as we all know, are not cheap to make, and especially when you want to make movies on a big scale about big things, and The King is definitely that. This was a movie that was never going to be cheap to make. It was incredibly difficult to make, but Netflix gave us the resources and the freedom that we needed in order to make it properly. I'm also I really love the way this movie is being, released. I think we're getting that beautiful sense of an event that you get from having very exciting festival screenings like this one that we're having in Busan. We're having limited theatrical releases in various places. I think we're still working out what's happening in Korea, but I like doing it that way. I like keeping the theatrical release curated, I like that I don't feel like I am sacrificing myself at the altar of the box office. If people want to go and see the movie on the big screen, they can do that. But, my TV at home is amazing. And I love watching things at home. I loved watching when we were finishing the movie. My favourite version of it almost was the HDR version with the stereo sound on an amazing TV. So who knows what the future looks like? I'm just glad that there are companies like Netflix making the movies that I love.
다른 분 question 답하실 분 없으세요? 오케이, 그러면 다음 분 질문 받도록 하겠습니다. 저 뒤에
Hi, this is Christine from Korea Times. This question is director David. Why Shakespeare? I think the young generation has not much interest in Shakespeare, but I was surprised. And second question will be Timothy. I was checking. Did you expect this film start your new chapter in your film career? And what do you expect your career changing?
Shakespeare. Shakespeare for us was a starting point. Joel over there he played Hal, Timmy's character, on stage in the Shakespeare productions of Henry IV, Parts 1 and 2, and Henry V, when he was fresh out of drama school. And it was a much talked about performance. And so when Joel came to me with the idea of doing some form of an adaptation of Henry V, that's where we started. But very quickly we made the decision to push Shakespeare to the side and to build a story of our own, taking some pieces from Shakespeare, taking stuff from the deep research that we did, and also just making stuff up because it felt like the right thing to do. But I think one of the things that is powerful about Shakespeare, even just as a starting point for us, is that I think it is testament to the power of his writing that so much of it, even though it is so old, feels relevant today. I think that is clear evidence of powerful storytelling.
So I think the first question was about chicken, and that was the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. And we got one person to thank for that. Her name's Christina. She's right back there. You're just gonna, no, you know what? Okay. I did not anticipate this kind of welcome in Korea. It's deeply gratifying. I'm super grateful to be here. I cannot wait for this screening tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope it goes well. I hope it'll go over well. And as far as a new chapter in my career, I don't know what chapter I'm on. I don't really know where I am. I try to work on things that are challenging, things that are scary. To do Shakespeare, to be an American playing an English king, felt properly intimidating. I worked on material that was very different than this. Very, very grateful to Jeremy Kleiner and Dee Dee Gardner, who had put me in a film called Beautiful Boy, and that dealt with very different subject matter, that dealt with addiction. And I kind of leapt at the opportunity to jump back in a project with them, but mainly I wanted to work with David and Joel, and I'm a big fan of David Michôd's movie Animal Kingdom, and The Rover and War Machine, but particularly the first two, I felt I could see the arcs of these men in a way that I never envisioned I'd play a role like that, or at least this soon. And I wanted to leap at the opportunity, and then to have the opportunity to bring it around the world. We were in Venice, in Italy, we were in London, in England, now in Busan, in Korea. We'll go to Australia, where David and Joel are from after this. That's like a dream come true. If you want to be an actor when you're a young kid, that's the kind of stuff you dream about. So I feel like I'm on a bit of a wild ride, but I'm enjoying it, and I'm happy to be here.
네, 다음 질문 하실 분? 예, 여기 아까 바로 옆에 분 계속 손 드시려고 그랬거든요.
네, 잘 봤습니다. 티모시 샬라메 질문 드리고 싶은데요. 아까 잠깐 말씀하시기는 하셨지만 미국인 배우로서 영국의 왕을 연기한다는 것 자체가 특별한 경험이었을 것 같은데요. 어땠는지 말씀 여쭙고 싶고요. 감독님께도 그 역할에 티모시 샬라메도 캐스팅한 가장 중요한 이유가 무엇이었는지 듣고 싶습니다.
So, it makes me think I went to a drama high school in New York. That's where I spent, from the ages of 13 to 17 years old. I went to a school called LaGuardia High School in New York, and had a lot of excellent teachers there. One of the things they instilled, one of the pieces of wisdom they wanted every student to learn was to chase the roles that were daunting in as much as the roles that were more in your wheelhouse or more comfortable. And so, to that point, I figured as an American, to play an English king and a figure of reverence, I wanted to aspire to that. It wasn't to necessarily, I wanted to do justice in a new way. The other question alluded to Shakespeare, and that was the other exciting thing about this, the excellent writing of Joel Egerton and David Michôd. I was excited that a younger generation, or any generation, could see this kind of material and not have to cross a bridge to understand it the way I love Shakespeare and I love Shakespeare productions, but this is not that. This is an adaptation. And I hope that answers it in some way.
I cast Timmy in the film because he's a really, really good actor. I saw, like everybody else, I saw Call Me By Your Name and loved that movie. I loved his performance in it. And I am just grateful that right at the very time that Joel and Jeremy and Dee Dee and I were looking for someone to play Hal. It was about the time that Call Me By Your Name came out, and it was so exciting to see a young actor who felt soulful. They're very rare, I think. And a tiny part of me actually liked the fact that for me too, I knew that it wasn't an obvious choice for him. It was, I like finding challenging things for great actors to do. It's not satisfying for me to cast an actor to perform a role that they've performed 100 times before. The danger, obviously, with this one was that the character is very different from Timmy, and Timmy is young, but I could tell even from his work in Call Me By Your Name, what I knew about him, what I learned about him when I met him, that all of the work we would need to do to create this character, he was more than capable of. It was very exciting for me. And I'm just happy that I didn't try to make the movie 2 years ago, because I wouldn't have even known Timmy existed.
네, 다음 질문 해주시죠. 이번에는 이쪽으로 한번 가볼까요?